So I just wanted to mention real quick, we had just, I think yesterday, or wait, when is, today-ish, basically right now, well, I guess, or yesterday if you're listening to this in the future, whatever. Sometime in the past, we had some astronauts return. So astronaut Christina Koch from NASA, and then Alexander Skvortsov and also Luca Parmitano all returned from the International Space Station on the Soyuz MS-13 spacecraft. And this is
Welcome
awesome
home.
because, what was that?
I said, welcome home.
Yeah, welcome home. And what's cool is Christina Koch is just super awesome. You know, she did a lot of really impressive things. She almost broke the all-time space record for a single stay in space. She's only like, I think 12 days short of Commander Scott Kelly. As you know, everyone kind of is familiar with Scott Kelly's quote-unquote year in space. Well, I believe that was 340 days. And she came in and like, I'm not even hearing too many headlines about this, but she logged 328 days. I mean, that's pretty much, just not even 2 weeks shy of the
awesome.
U.S. record. I believe that, I think Scott Kelly and I forget his name, but I think they actually share the record because they both flew on the exact same missions. His Russian counterpart in that mission also flew 340 days. But she, Christina Koch was part of the first women's spacewalk, and all women's spacewalk, which kind of made some headlines earlier this year, which in my opinion, like that should just be a thing because there's been so many awesome women astronauts. It was just a weird coincidence, and that at some point that we hadn't even had 2 women doing a spacewalk until just last year. So it made headlines, and it also made headlines because they had this whole spacesuit fiasco. And what people don't realize is that spacesuits take 4 hours to change sizes. So I don't know if you remember the headline saying like, NASA canceled a spacewalk because they didn't have the spacesuits that could fit women. I don't know if you remember that. That was kind of
right.
That was the spin.
And then a bazillion social justice warriors jump on it like, NASA is the most racist organization and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what?
Yeah, the reason is it has nothing to do with that they didn't have the size for the women. It's just that anytime you change, the parts are all interchangeable. To be able to like make spacesuits be able to fit different people and the EVA suits to be able to fit different astronauts. And it takes about 4 hours to swap the parts over to change sizes. So literally just for a scheduling purpose, it did not make sense to have, I think that was like last March. And again, it kind of made headlines. It's like, oh, they canceled it because they didn't have they have the right size stuff. It's just a matter of scheduling. And that's probably the same reason why it didn't necessarily happen, the first all-woman spacewalk, until last year. It's just because sometimes scheduling happens. But there's still, I think we're up to like almost 25% of NASA's astronaut corps is women. So we'll see a lot more all women everything as they continue to finally level the playing field and get closer to that 50-50. So Christina Koch has just been amazing, doing a lot of awesome work. She did tons of science up there in space. And yeah, I just wanted to just give a quick shout out to her because she had an awesome 328 days in space. That's super cool. So I thought that was worth mentioning this week, and welcome home to those astronauts. And we're getting closer now. Let's see, so there's some stuff that's coming out too. I didn't really get an article for this one, but this week we were seeing a lot of reports for Boeing Starliner. And why didn't I put that in there? Did I put that in there? No, I didn't, but I'll just talk about it anyway. So we're getting some reports back from NASA about Starliner and SpaceX's progress. And one of the things that's really interesting is apparently there's Boeing had a problem with explosive bolts on their separation between basically too much space debris or something. Here we go. Boeing takes, no, that's something else. But basically it's looking like SpaceX they're moving forward for not for DM2, but the next mission, which will be an actual, legitimate flight crew. That spacecraft is going to be rolling out of the factory early, almost 3 months early, actually. So ahead of schedule, which is so cool to hear. It really is sounding like SpaceX is ramping up to be flying people here in like May. And they're finalizing their qualifications and all that stuff with NASA. On the other hand, unfortunately, it sounds like Starliner has had problems now. A lot of things are under review. So I'm starting to lose hope that will happen this summer. I am starting to wonder, there's so many little things that need to be reworked with Starliner that I'm wondering if crew will fly on it this year at all.
Wow.
So, but hopefully we get one of these two providers to finish up here and get ready, and we'll actually see people flying from U.S. soil again for the first time in 9 years. And actually, I think it's May 11th. I might be wrong here, but I'll double check myself. But STS-135, I think the last time it launched, or the last space shuttle mission, not the last time STS launch date was July 8th, 2011. Okay, so hopefully we break 9 years. Hopefully it doesn't slip till July, but. Yeah, that was the last time.
Because we love round numbers, we'll just push it back a year, so it's on the 10 year.
There you go. Oh, please no. Please no. I really, really, really want the commercial crew to fly this year.
But it wouldn't be a decade because there was no year 0.
You're right. It would not be 10 years.
Doesn't count.
It'd be 9 years and I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.